So, this is what's happening with Rocky. Um, Basically, we have an appointment for him at 2:30 on Thursday at the veterinary clinic. Um, the neighbor lady, is going to go with me that has the cat rescue. Um, I'm basically going to have to relinquish Rocky to her as far as his file at the vet is concerned for financial purposes. She's going to be paying the bills connected with Rocky through her cat rescue, and I will still have Rocky. Rocky will still be with me, but um, I have to call the vet and confirm that I'm relinquishing Rocky to her. That's going to be very difficult to do. Just to say those words that I'm relinquishing Rocky for any reason is going to be very difficult. Any money that goes into the fund, like one person has contributed $200 already, that will go to the cat rescue towards Rocky's care. Um, it could run into thousands and thousands of dollars. The leg is quite bad. Um, like I say, I'll share more with you guys after Thursday, after we have our appointment. Um, I haven't seen the leg properly before. I haven't been able to get in there and have a really good look at it. He doesn't like anybody messing with it, as you might imagine. Um, but it is really bad. Like well, it's super bad. In fact, I don't know how he isn't in agony. He doesn't seem to be. He's eating, he's moving normally, he's sleeping. You really wouldn't know there was anything wrong with him if you weren't aware of that injury. But it is really bad. That's all I can say. It's really bad. Um, Something definitely has to be done. It can't continue as it is. Um, I'll elaborate more after we see the vet on Thursday, just in case what I think I saw isn't what I saw, but it's looking like it's really bad anyway. And I just don't have the money. In fact, one of the reasons that I haven't moved into the truck yet is I don't have the money right now to do the camper build. In fact, in fact, just to buy the insulation and whatnot, I don't have the money to do it right now. I'm changing my plans a little bit with it. I plan to use pallet wood instead of plywood inside of it, except for the floor. And I have enough plywood now that I got for free that I should be able to do the floor anyway. But I'm going to use pallet wood because it's free, basically. Um, but I still have to buy insulation and other things, and I don't have the money to do that right now. I need to buy a refrigerator. I need to buy some sort of a battery system, with an inverter and whatever, to for power in there. Um, I need to buy a small refrigerator. I need to buy a mattress for the bed. And that's all going to take money that I don't have. I had $1,000. Well, actually, I had $1,100 saved up as my winter survival fund, and I've had to tap into it. So just for gasoline and for the tires for the truck and everything, and to pay an outstanding bill I had at the garage for repairs to the truck. The truck has taken all my money, basically. It's costing more to drive that truck than I can bring in. But I do need the truck because I'm going to be living in it. Plus, if I buy a small car, that's going to be a nightmare, and I can't live in a small car anyway. And if I bought a small car, it would be a nightmare for a whole variety of reasons. Small cars just aren't any good. And when they get cheap enough that a guy like me can afford to buy one, you can't do anything with them. They're unibody, they're front wheel drive, they're heavily computerized, and they end up having all kinds of issues. By the time a guy like me could actually buy the thing, I either wouldn't be able to get it on the road, or it'd be thousands of dollars to get it on the road, and it would be broke down continuously. I've done it before. I've given in to people who said stop driving those big old vehicles, those big heavy vehicles, and buy a nice little car. I've done it before, and I've hated it, and I've gotten myself into massive debt when I've done it, and ended up walking. At one point, after I bought a small car, because everybody told me that's what I should do, I ended up taking a taxi out to the garage to pay my outstanding repair bill after I had to get rid of the car. For a year, every couple of weeks, I went out to the garage in a taxi cab to pay them some money. You know, so that's what I'm saying anyway. And the car was gone because I couldn't keep it because there was just too much wrong with it. Every couple of days or every week, something new would happen with it. It sprung a bad oil leak, it needed wheel bearings, it needed this, it needed that. It just never ended. You know, that's another thing these little front-wheel drive unibody piss pots do, is they actually cut the wheel bearings off themselves. Like, they're just total junk. They're basically made by the evil pricks who run the world in order to make driving super expensive, and to make it so that there are no more used cars. You know, that's the idea. They want to force everybody to buy new. If they're going to drive, they're going to have to buy new. That's what they want to force everybody to do. Anyway, so I'm not going to do that again. I've given in to other people telling me I should a few times in the past, and it's always gone badly. Plus, frankly, I positively hate the things. Like, I hate them with a blinding passion. These little front-wheel drive unibody pieces of garbage. So I'm just not going to own another one. I've made that mistake before, and I'm not going to do it again. But even so, the truck, even though it's mechanically better than these little piss pot cars, it's still nearly 30 years old, and it has over 300,000 kilometers on it. So it's wore out, you know. But to get a truck that isn't worn out now, the market for trucks is such that you know, to get one that isn't worn out is tens of thousands of dollars that I don't have. Plus, to get one, you know, plus trucks now are no good either. Like, the newer they are, the worse they are. People are having all kinds of problems with engines failing within a year of buying a new truck, and trucks breaking in half, where the frame actually breaks in half and the truck ends up in two pieces and all sorts of stuff. So modern trucks are no good either. So your choice now is, if you're a guy like me, you either buy something that's worn out but was built properly and you nurse it along, and that costs a lot of money, and that's what I'm doing. Or you go and you spend $50,000 on a piece of shit, basically, that's not any good, and that's not going to last very long. So, well, what do you do? I mean, they put us in that position. It's not like it used to be, where vehicles were built solidly and were built simply. Should be like that, but it isn't, and that's by design. You know, they're doing this to us on purpose. It's just one of the many things they're doing to us. Anyway, the bottom line is, that's where all my money goes, basically, is into keeping the truck at this point. The truck takes every cent I can make. Every cent I have, pretty much, goes into the truck. It's just, there's hardly anything else. I do buy food and stuff. I do that. But most of my money goes into the truck. I would say probably 75% of my money goes into the truck. So that's where we're at anyway. I mean, if you want to drive these days, you got to pay. And in my case, I kind of have to drive. I guess I got spoiled because I'm old enough that I remember buying old cars for $200 and nursing them along, and it costed next to nothing to drive them. But those days are over. Anyway, that's not how it is now. So that's the whole thing. I just don't have the money to pay these bills, and I know this is going to be big. This is going to be a big bill. I can't pay it. That's all. I just can't pay it, and I can't count on enough money coming in for to buy me a coffee to pay it, you know. And so I have to do what I have to do. This way, at least I don't have to give Rocky up, in the sense that I don't have to put him in a shelter and put him up for adoption. That's normally what I'd be forced to do if I'm relinquishing ownership of the animal. That's what I'd be forced to do. I don't even like to say ownership, because I don't think of myself as Rocky's owner. To me, that's a slave type relationship. If you're an owner of a living thing, then you basically you're the master and they're your slave, and I don't like that. You know, I don't think of Rocky that way. Anyway, that's the bottom line. That's what's going on right now. We have an appointment on Thursday at 2:30. We're gonna go over there. We got a vet that this lady trusts. There's two of them in there who she trusts. I've met one of them for sure, and the one I've met is good. Now, the one that we're going to see on Thursday isn't that person, it's another person, but I've been assured that this person is equally good. Anyway, there's like two of them in there that this lady trusts, and one of them is somebody I also trust. The other one I haven't had dealings with, but I'm told that by this lady that they're the same as the other one, so in terms of trust. So there you have it. That's what we're going to do. Any money that has been contributed or will be contributed will go to that fund, basically, for the care of the cats. And to the lady who did contribute the money, there's just one lady who did. If you disagree with that, I can issue you a refund. There's a way on there to do it. I've never done it before, so it'll be a learning experience for me, and I may end up buggering it up and having to try again and stuff, but there is a way of doing it where I can refund your money. Just let me know if that's what you want me to do, and I'll do it, and there'll be no issues, and there'll be no hard feelings or anything like that. This lady didn't really want me to relinquish Rocky in any capacity, and she said so in the comments, so she may not like what I'm doing, and that's fine too. She's entitled to disagree with what I'm doing. I don't like it myself, really, just because I don't like even to have to say the words that I will relinquish him, you know. Even though it only is on paper, I'll still have him with me, but it's still on paper. I won't be who I was, basically. I won't have any real authority over him anymore like I did. That's all. So, it is what it is. You know, I really wish that vet had taken me seriously and looked at that thing in the beginning when I asked them to, because I think it's going to be a far bigger job now, and I'm really concerned. But anyway, that's it. Plus, if Rocky has to have major surgery and then we move into the truck, it's going to be stressful on him living in the truck. So, well, he's recovering from major surgery. It's an ordeal any way you look at it. Alright, well, that's it for now, I guess. I have nothing more I can add. I'll let you know more when I know more. Alright, bye-bye.